Oh my gosh, I am so friggin' pumped that you are here. We are talking about the magic of inspired action. Hi, I'm Jen Casey. I am a business strategy coach and I work with online entrepreneurs in the health and wellness field who want to go from social media to sales and build their businesses from a place of authenticity. So first I want to ask you, when we talk about inspired action, do you consider yourself a resourceful person? Do you consider yourself someone who is resourceful? Let me know yes or no. Really think about that, because I think when you step into especially entrepreneurship, so many of you have these big vision goals, these really incredible things that you want to create, and you're putting it out there, you're asking, you're believing in it, and you're stepping into receiving it from the universe. But part of the puzzle piece to this is also that inspired action and you getting up and putting things in play. I mentioned this the other day, but when you are trying to manifest something, it's important that you show up as, however you show up for the universe, it's going to give you exactly that energetic match. So if you're throwing out a lot of ideas, a lot of different balls and saying, how about this? How about that? It's going to come back to you tenfold, right? So do you consider yourself somebody who's resourceful? Somebody who will go out of their way to find solutions instead of sitting in a state of complaining or in a state of not sure how to figure things out and waiting for someone else to rescue them? I think resourcefulness is one of the most incredible traits and habits that we can develop as entrepreneurs, because if we can become resourceful, we can solve anything. So when we take a look at inspired action, I'm sure anyone listening to this right now can tell me all of these different things from their life, all of these quote unquote mess ups, things that didn't work out exactly as they had planned, but all of these little pieces, these were little markers in the road, bringing you closer towards that bigger vision thing. I know for myself, I went to school to go get my PhD in psychology. That was my big vision. And that was not where I ended up. I went and I got my bachelor's in psychology, and then I said, I think I want to really full-blown pursue my performing career. And so I went into a conservatory program for acting, and I did some Shakespeare. I was a musical theater performer for a while, and then I realized that didn't really suit me. That really didn't fit my big vision because I didn't feel fully in control. And as an entrepreneur, I'm like, I want to create some stuff. I don't want to be on somebody else's time frame, right? But I learned all of these things from being a performer and getting on stage and doing that. I learned all of these things from psychology. I learned all of these things from studying the mind. I learned all of this stuff when I was a health coach about online marketing and social media. And so then I came into business coaching and it was like, boom, that was it. That was why I did all of these other things that were quote unquote failed things, or I was in my 20s and I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And it's okay to change your mind. And I think it's not like you change your mind and then you leave it. I was throwing out so many freaking balls to the universe going, how about this one? How about that one? Let me try this on for size. Now during the time, I was freaking out a little bit because I didn't have that level of trust. But I look back now and I go, okay, all of those things, every course that I took, every person that I interacted with, every epic failure, it all has led me to where I am today. So when we step into taking inspired action, it's really allowing yourself to release the micromanaging of the how, right? I didn't know that all of these things were going to bring me to business coaching. That was not even on my radar when I was going to college. In fact, I think my father had recommended to me that I go into industrial psychology and study marketing and go and be part of corporate companies and be able to help them with communication and sales. And I was like, why would I want to do that? No, because it was just so not on my radar because I didn't know enough about it. But I allowed the universe to guide me to bigger and better things, to things that actually do light me on fire. So when we're talking about inspired action, I like to approach it from the place of, if it's something that makes me uncomfortable, if it's something that scares me, if it's something that stretches me, I have to do it. I have to do it. Now, of course, I'm not going to do things that are harmful to others or dangerous to myself, but I have to do things that stretch me, because when I stretch, I become a greater person, I experience growth, and I learn how to become more resourceful because I learn new things. And then I'm like, let me try this, let me try that. So in terms of making this something that creates money, how are you approaching your business right now? Or not even your business, how are you approaching your life right now to be more resourceful, to take more inspired action, to get in the vibrational frequency where the universe is going to bring you into your desires, right? People will say, oh, that person was lucky. No, there's no such thing as luck. It's, oh, that person is often in a high frequency vibration that aligns with the universe and aligns with their desires. And then there's this person that's super talented, does all the right things, but is in a low vibration, and things never seem to click. Getting into punching fear in the face, like really think about it for yourself. When you go and do something that's scary, when you take that inspired action, how do you feel after? How do you feel after it's done? Not before, not the losing sleep, not the butterflies, not the shaking, because that's what we all focus on. We don't want to experience that, but that's growth. And it's exciting if you can reframe it and see it as exciting and really start to visualize and focus on how awesome you're going to feel after you accomplish something. It's extremely powerful. When I went to Tony Robbins, I walked across 2,000-degree hot coals. Well, how did I get my mindset into a place where I didn't believe that I was going to get burnt? And I didn't. I walked across hot coals. Like, what? How does that work? Well, when you get yourself into that state, I was in an alignment where I actually, as they say, had almost like an aura of energy around me. So you almost kind of float over, not physically float, but there's almost like a protection of energy around your feet. And don't get me wrong, it was hot. Like those first 3 steps, I felt it. But you just get yourself in a different state where as soon as you finish, they immediately have you celebrate, because that's the neurological trigger that you want to associate with accomplishing something or approaching something that is fear-based or things that would be scary to most people, right? So that gets a little bit more into some deeper NLP stuff, which I am obsessed with right now and I love teaching. So I'll be sharing a lot more about that inside my academy, Soulful Sales Academy, and also here for you guys, because I just think it's such an important piece to actual transformation, you know, based in psychology, not just like rah-rah type stuff, right? So, okay, a lot of you guys wrote some really big numbers. You've got really big numbers of what you want to manifest. I want to manifest, 10K months, 20K months. I want to make 50K by December. And I encouraged you throughout this process not to get stuck in the how, not to get too wrapped up in how it's going to happen. But now I want you to meet the universe and say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do to bring in anything that I can and become resourceful. So really take a look at, first of all, where that money's going to go. Like we talked about, money loves intention, money loves clarity, it loves focus. So if you want to make $20,000, what is that going towards? Is it going towards buying an important thing for your business? Is it a new light setup? Is it buying a program? Is it hiring a mentor? Is it, like, what is it? Wherever it's going, I want you to think about that for a second. And then start really asking yourself, what are some things that you're ignoring in your life right now that you can use to create and generate income? I mean, I've had so many women in the past who have worked with me where they, are wanting to hire a business coach, but they haven't yet gotten their business off the ground and they're not creating income from it. So they're like, listen, I'm going to go do the Gary Vee 5-day eBay challenge. And actually had a student that I worked with over the summer who was broke as a joke and decided to do this eBay challenge, sold several $100s worth of stuff out of her own house, old phones that she wasn't using, additional electronics, some baby clothes. Like, she found all this random stuff that she really wasn't using and didn't need and had no use for, sold it on eBay, went and did all this research, and then went to garage sales, brought her phone, looked up the stuff on eBay, saw what it was going for, saw what they were doing at the garage sale, talked to people down in prices, took the stuff home and flipped it. Got some Coach bags, got some nice designer sneakers, and she made a killing. She ended up making about $515 in one weekend haul of garage sale stuff, right? So it's like, what? Like, so when people tell me, oh, I can't afford to do this or that for my business, I'm just like, you absolutely can. You're just not thinking outside the box. You're just assuming that it has to come from your business to reinvest in your business. Being resourceful is one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself, because even Gary Vaynerchuk, if you guys follow any of his stuff, he'll have people come to him all the time asking for money, saying, oh, can you be an investor in my business? And he's like, I will not give anyone any money if they have not first tried to do some funding and getting some money on their own. Like, why are you coming right to mom and dad? Like, why are you coming right to me? How else have you tried to go out and create and generate income? And the woman that I mentioned who did the eBay challenge, at the time, she didn't win a scholarship to access an academy, and so she was kind of bummed about that. But she made a whole Facebook Live, which is why I'm sharing this publicly, but she made a whole Facebook Live like, now I get why you didn't give it to me. You didn't give me the scholarship because you were empowering me to become resourceful, and that was the greatest lesson that you could have ever taught me. And she invested in the program, and just that one lesson, forget the program, just that one lesson of encouraging her to step into being resourceful was life-changing. Life-changing. Like, are you kidding me? Freaking crazy. So ask yourself, what can you create? Like this weekend, what can you create? What can you sell? What can you do? Who can you work with to get the little bits and pieces that you need to invest to get your business to that next level? No more excuses. We live in an abundant universe. So step into that abundance and be open to all of the other possibilities of having that come in. And step in to receive it. And really ask yourself on a very deep level, do you believe in yourself? Forget all the external chit chat, forget the monkey mind, forget the noise. Do you, in your gut, know that if you had an audience, you would be able to serve and help them? Yes or no? You're asking for big things, so step up and let the universe help you. But you've got to take that inspired action. So what I want to encourage you to do, one thing that I did the other day with one of my clients, which was so freaking fun, was I really had her step into visualizing her big win. And I really want you to think about what is that thing that you really, really want right now. I see some of you guys on right now. I know you're in the process where you want to create a course, you want to launch it out, and you want to make, $10,000. You want to sign up for a business coaching program. You want to buy a new system or you need a new computer. You want to get new lighting, right? All of these little nitty-gritty things that are going to improve your business. You're wondering, how do I visualize this win? And a lot of times people, when they're new to visualization, they get really stuck in trying to visualize themselves going through the process. And I remember as an actor, this happened for me a lot, where instead of focusing on visualizing myself taking a bow, smiling, feeling really full, having the audience applause, which would be the desired end result, I was trying to visualize myself in the process. And by doing that, I was focusing on the how of how I'm going to say this line and how I'm going to approach this moment, and getting really stuck in my rehearsal and trying to micromanage my performance. But if I just went all the way to the end, because I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth when I'm on stage or on video or whatever. So if I focused on the end, it allowed me to release into trusting the process and trusting my rehearsal, knowing that I had done everything that I needed to do to get to my desired end result, which was a standing ovation or whatever, right? So visualize your big win. Think about what you want in your life right now. What do you want to bring in? Course you want to take, mentor you want to manifest. What are you going to do to celebrate that win? What are you going to do to celebrate that win? Now, depending on what it is, you may say, I'm going to have a party, or I'm going to go out to dinner with my significant other. I know one of my clients, when we were working through this the other day, I was like, well, what are you going to do when you sell out your launch? Because that's the goal. You might not know how it's going to play out, so forget all the how. I was like, you want to sell out your launch, so what are you going to do to celebrate? And she was like, I'm going to go out to dinner with my boyfriend. I said, okay, where are you guys going to go? She's like, probably this really nice steakhouse. I'm like, okay, cool. I see you're smiling. So the wheels are turning, things are connecting. I said, what are you going to wear? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, so do you know what you're going to do today? You're going to go in your closet and you're going to pick out a dress, or you're going to go to the store and you're going to go buy something that you're going to wear to celebrate your launch. And you're going to go book, if you want to get your hair done or your nails done, you're going to book that. Go get your blowout. You're going to take a look at the menu online and decide, what food am I going to eat? You can start, if it's an Italian restaurant, you can start playing some of the music that they play in that Italian restaurant if it's traditional Italian music. And imagine yourself being there. Because like we mentioned, the brain, the subconscious mind, it does not know the difference between real and imagined. So if you can create a really palpable, tangible, sensory invoking visualization, it's going to be like you are there. And I promise you, it's going to change the way that you approach achieving that goal and manifesting that experience. You're telling the universe, I'm ready for it and I see it, and you're just making it crystal clear. So if you like that one of going out to eat, use it. So imagine yourself calling up your significant other, your person, and saying, oh my gosh, I did it. I'm so excited. And to celebrate, this is what we're going to do. Okay? So whatever that is, it could be something as simple as you're gonna go and have a dance party. You're gonna write yourself a letter saying that you're proud of yourself. Whatever it is you're gonna do, that is your assignment for today. The very last thing that I want you to do, and really step into that. And write it out for yourself. Allow it to be something that you can come and revisit and use every single day. So 2 assignments for today, or 2 things. Take serious action, become resourceful. Don't come up with excuses. If you know that getting X, Y, and Z is going to help you grow your business, you're like, oh my God, all I need is a really nice Diva ring light. And when I get this Diva ring light, I'll be able to make videos really easily every single day. Well, if that $300 purchase is the only thing that's holding you back, guess what? You need to go and sign some clients. You need to go and sell some furniture or figure something out, right? You can absolutely do this. You've just got to step into inspired action, believing it's possible, and really becoming resourceful. So start with that visualization. Allow yourself to get into that peak state and into that mindset of, yeah, I can freaking do this. It's going to happen. And then once you are in that state, go and take some crazy, messy actions. If you're not already inside the Facebook group, Intuitive Boss Babes, come and join us. You can go to heyjencasey.com/group. We're going to be doing all of the follow-up in there, a little coaching in there for you guys if you are just going through this process for the first time. So come hang out inside there, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah!